Hello and welcome to another AliExpress watch video. I suppose we could call this my AliExpress watch video part 2. I recently did a video around about 6 weeks ago which I uploaded onto YouTube detailing my experience being a newbie onto AliExpress and to buying watches from them. And initially in that video I had purchased 6 AliExpress watches by the time I did the video, and I sort of detailed my experience with AliExpress and buying watches from them. And I must admit, as you can see here, since then I've still been carried away and bought even more watches from them. So initially I had 6, and in front of you now you can see I've got 11 watches, all from AliExpress, varying in price, from very cheap to, well, as far as AliExpress goes, expensive, but in the real world of watches, still bargains, every single one of them. So initially I purchased this Pagani design cocktail style watch. It's a copy of the Seiko cocktail range, the Presage, which I own a Seiko Presage myself with the green dial. But I thought, on seeing this on AliExpress, I'd seen it for quite a while, but I didn't get the confidence to go out there and buy it. But I'm so glad I did. And yes, this watch cost me the grand total, all in, with delivery, at £26.30. Now, on joining AliExpress, there was discounts to join and whatever, and I think it was in a sale, but I can't believe it. And it's such a beauty. So I'm going to look at each watch and sort of update you on what I think about them. I'm going to put each one on my wrist and do wrist shots. Now my wrist is a 7¼ inch wrist. Some of these watches are reasonable in size, sort of up to 39-40mm cases. But they all seem to sit well on my wrist, and I'm absolutely delighted. I took the plunge and hit the buy button on every single one of them. I did detail in my other video that one watch I had to send back due to the fact that on the full wind it only ran for about 12 to 14 hours, and I replaced that watch with this one here, which is very similar Panda dial watch. So we'll have a look at that one as well. So before we get into these AliExpress watches, I'll just review the watch I have on my wrist this morning, which is a classic round about 1970 plus or minus a few years rotary 17 jewel watch. Now I started watches as a kid. My first watch was around about 1965, a little Ingersoll, which I still have, and I've always liked the vintage watch look. My grandfather used to have a lot of watches like this, so my collection mainly consists of old vintage watches, and they're very cheap to buy, and it's a very cheap way to have a Swiss made watch on your wrist. So one day I might do a review of some of my vintage watches. So this watch just has a brand new strap. The original strap was fairly tired, but as you can see, the watch itself is absolutely mint. It's not had any restoration. It came with the original case, and it cost me, I think it was about £40 to buy from an antique stall. And with a new strap and a wind, away it went. So back to the AliExpress watches, and I'll try the first one on my wrist, the Pagani design cocktail. Okay, so on my 7¼ inch wrist is a rather large Pagani design homage to the Seiko cocktail range, Presage range. So the actual case size on this watch is 43mm. It has a hardlex crystal, has an automatic Seagull ST2813 movement, and a nice brown, nice soft leather strap with the Pagani design logo on the strap buckle. And yes, although it's a large watch, I think it still sits nicely on my wrist. Has a slightly domed chamfered hardlex crystal, which gives the watch a real nice look as it catches the light from different angles. At £26.30, I do wear this quite a lot actually. It works well, and I'm very pleased with it, with absolutely no regrets. So onwards to the next watch. Okay, so this is another beautiful watch on my wrist. There's a lovely sort of champagne gold dial with gold applied indices, and we have a date counter, a sub dial. We have a power reserve indicator and the sub dial with the seconds. And I absolutely love how this looks on my wrist. It's got that classic vintage looks to it, and this was the second watch I purchased from AliExpress. And this watch, it came with this band as a spare really, and it also came on a leather strap, but I like the mesh style bracelet. And this watch cost me a grand total of £55.79, with all the initial costs and taxes that were applied by AliExpress before delivery. But yeah, again, it's another watch I enjoy to wear. I think it looks great on my wrist, and it's a stainless steel case, sapphire crystal, and the automatic Seagull movement ST1780. And yeah, again, I'm more than delighted, and I would highly recommend this watch if you wanted a budget watch to test the water with AliExpress. I don't think you'd be disappointed. On to the next one. Okay, so this is my 1963 Seagull pilot's watch made by Red Star, and this was one of the big draws for me to join in AliExpress to purchase. I'd seen this on many videos on YouTube, and it's a chronograph. I changed the strap and put a strap I'd previously bought, a nice blue leather strap. It came on a green sort of NATO strap, but it's an absolute beauty. I think the blued hands look good with the blue strap. It's got that lovely champagne gold dial with applied gold indices, and yeah, I do not regret buying this at all. So this is the, I think you can get him in 40mm cases. This is a 38mm case with the acrylic dome crystal. So it's more true to the actual original watch, the actual 1963 pilot watch. It has the Seagull ST1901 movement. And yeah, I think that movement gets a lot of good reviews. And it's a chronograph, mechanical chronograph, and yes, it only cost me £93.28 all in with the delivery to the UK. I don't think you're going to get a mechanical chronograph anywhere else for that kind of price. You probably get Quartz, but not mechanical. And it's another watch I would highly recommend, and I'm very delighted that I purchased it. Now this is a mega watch for my 7¼ inch wrist, and it was a real cheapie. I kind of bought this because it was just so cheap and I like the look of it. Excuse me. I was expecting to get a piece of rubbish really, but I had quite a shock. It's an absolute beauty. And this watch, excuse me, cost me a grand total of £13.51. So it's a Naviforce, model number NF9208, a quartz movement, and we have the little crystal display and the ordinary analog display, but it's an absolute beauty. And hang on a minute, I'll just show you with the light on. Okay, I'll try that again. As you can see, it's very bright. I'm trying to press the button and hold my camera at the same time, so it didn't work out that well, but at least you could see the light. Quick drink and on to the next watch. So on my wrist now is my Red Star Chronograph bullhead watch. Again, this had another watch that had a great pull factor for me to click that buy button on AliExpress. The only disappointment in this watch for me is the size of the buckle. It's a little oversized and doesn't quite suit the watch in my opinion, but other opinions may vary. But I just love the style of that bullhead. It's got a superb brown sunburst dial and the sub dials in like a brushed gold, and it's got that classic Seagull chronograph movement ST 1901 inside beating away. And this watch was one of my more expensive purchases from AliExpress. So the base price of the watch was £147.40, but with taxes, because when it hit Blighty, the old Customs and Excise slapped duties on top. So the total price of the watch to me was £185.47. But a mechanical chronograph at that price, it's just amazing. So it's stainless steel case, it's a 42mm diameter case, and it has a mineral hardlex glass and it's not sapphire glass. It's all about the design. I own a vintage Citizen 1970s bullhead watch, and for that very reason, and I love the style of bullhead watches, I had to get this. Nice lovely leather strap, absolutely no regrets, I love it. Just look at this. This is a Sugess, and it's an absolute beauty. Now it's a jump hour, which makes it an interesting watch. The design, the crispness of it, the simplicity of the case is set off by that light blue dial. It's just a real classic on a nice soft leather strap. It's even got Sugess on the buckle there. And this is a stunning watch. I highly recommend it. The only downside I personally have to this watch, it's not the watch's fault, it's down to my eyesight. And sometimes in darker light I tend to struggle to see the hour marker there, just below the Sugess. But it's a real beauty, and I'd highly recommend it. So this watch has beaten away inside is a Seagull ST 1721 automatic movement. It's a mineral glass, the case diameter is 38mm, and we have a genuine leather strap. But again, I'm really pleased with it. It's a beautiful watch, and I'd recommend it to anybody who likes it, likes the look of it. I doubt it would disappoint you. On to the next watch. So on my wrist now is my lovely Sugess, and it's a homage to the Top Time Breitling watch. Lovely panda dial and a real classic. Now this was a replacement for my original Sugess watch I purchased, which just had a champagne dial and is more basic looking, and I'm not sure if I mentioned it, it ran when I purchased the watch. It was a beautiful watch, but on the full wind it would run for 12 to 14 hours. And that watch was returned to a local AliExpress depot in the UK, and had a refund back into my account within 3 days' time. So I replaced that watch with this one, and this one works perfectly, runs very well, easy runs over 24 hours, and it's that beautiful chronograph with that Seagull 1963 ST 1901 movement inside. Very, very pleased with it. There's a leather strap. It's not as soft as some leather straps. It's got vent holes there, like a sports watch, but they're not real vent holes because there's the inner covering to the strap blocks them. So it's just for design rather than function. But yeah, it's a real beauty. So this watch, total cost to me was £96.55. It wasn't subject to any taxes when it arrived in the UK, being under £135. And as I mentioned, it's got the Seagull ST 1901 movement, stainless steel case, which is 40mm in diameter. Although I've got quite a small wrist, I think it sits well on there. Again, highly recommended watch. It's just amazing I could buy this for under £100. Okay, for something slightly different. So this is an Addiesdive automatic. And it's got a real class look, I think. And it's got a, well, it's sort of a sundial effect, but in blue. So I suppose it's more of an ocean effect. But it's a beauty. And it's got inside a Seiko NH35 movement. The total cost to me, all in with delivery to the UK, was £43.81 for an automatic watch with a Seiko movement inside. Yes, that's exactly what I said, and I can't believe you could pick such a watch up for that price. Excellent bracelet. Sits very, very comfortably. It doesn't pinch any hairs on my wrist. And specs on this, as I mentioned, Seiko NH35 movement, stainless steel case and strap, 39mm with a sapphire glass. Yeah, sapphire glass. How do they do it? It's just stunning. So this is a new one to my previous AliExpress video, and very, very pleased with it. Some people comment that there's a bit of a sheen on the dial compared to the sundial, and some people didn't like it. Some people don't like the Adiesdive logo, but at that price I have no issue with it. Very, very happy to wear this on my wrist. And it's, you know, if you want a budget automatic watch that you can use every day, you don't have to worry about marking it or scratching it. You'll not go wrong with something like this. The quality is very, very good. I have no issues with this watch. It's got a screw down crown. Everything seems to work. The only thing is the crown's quite small, so it's a bit fidgety to get a grip of. Otherwise, very, very happy. On to the next watch. Okay, here's another beauty, another Adiesdive, this time with the sundial, and it's a little beauty. Stainless steel strap. It's more basic than the previous automatic stainless steel bracelet I showed you, and yes, it can be slightly a hair pincher on your wrist, but it's a beauty. So this is a Quartz watch, and it's got inside a Seiko. Hang on a minute. I'll start again. It's got a quartz movement inside, and it's a Seiko VH31 Mecha Quartz. So the second sweep hand moves around the dial very much like an automatic watch, and it looks a treat. Now this is this watch actually cost me £36.32 all in. The delivery to the UK. It's just cheap. You know, looking at cheap Casio sort of digital watches, aren't you, in this sort of price range? For a watch with a beautiful case, a stunning dial, the detail to that dial, And many people have reviewed this watch, and on YouTube it gets great reviews. There's not much not to like about it. Again, you've got a screw down crown. It's a 36mm case, mineral glass, but what would you expect for that price range? And yeah, you'll not go wrong if you buy this, and it looks great on the wrist. One to go for if you want a cheap everyday quartz watch. Okay, another Pagani design on the wrist, and this is an amazing watch really. It ticks so many boxes. It's got a mecha quartz movement. It's a design classic. It's Pagani's own design. I don't think there's another watch out there that you could say they've done homage on. It's fantastically finished. Lovely soft leather strap. It's just an absolute beauty, really. It's a quartz chronograph, and I'm absolutely delighted. So if you're after a watch, a cheap watch to wear every day, that would fit any environment, work, out, dress watch, whatever you're doing, I don't think you'll go wrong with this. So this watch cost me a grand total of £48.99, £49. And it's the Pagani design turtleback chrono, model number PD 1782. It's got a case thickness of 12mm and the band width is 20mm. It has a sapphire crystal, water resistant to 10 bar, and it has the Japanese VK63 chronograph quartz movement inside, a mecha quartz. A brilliant watch. One of the best really. I'd give this 5 stars. I don't think there's anything you can knock it back on. It wears very comfortably. It's accurate. You know, you're going to pick this up every day and know it's going to be the right time. You don't have to wind it. It's just a great everyday watch with style. Okay, you can't join AliExpress and buy watches from them without buying one of these. Unfortunately, the time of day we're in, it's hiding the logo, but I'm sure most people will know it's a San Martin. A beautiful watch. Now, this is AliExpress Premium, and this is my latest watch in my collection, the 11th watch I've purchased from AliExpress, and I'm absolutely delighted, impressed. It's just a beautiful watch, even down to the bracelet clasp. So this cost me a grand total of £166.95 plus import duty taxes into the UK in the sale with the discounts I had, so a real bargain. So this is a San Martin summer dive watch in avocado green. It's got a 39.5mm case width, and it's model number SN0116GB. It's got a sapphire crystal and a sapphire bezel. It's a luminous, even the ring round the dial is a luminous. It's quite a nice effect at night time, the lume effect on it. It's a Seagull NH35 movement with a fly adjustable clasp, and it's a real beauty. So we'll conclude my video of my experience, part 2, AliExpress watches. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, please subscribe. I'll do more watch videos. As a spoiler, I've got 2 more watches yet to arrive, and I'll review those watches and in more detail. But thank you for watching, and as midday arrives, time for dinner for me. And cheerio until the next video. Oh, before I go, I'll make a list in the description box below of the model numbers if anybody's interested and wants to purchase one of these watches, so you know where to get them from. And we'll say cheerio for now. Thank you for watching.